Hi there, Pisces. Welcome to a love reading for February 2026. Let's see what the cards say. I've already kind of shuffled them a little bit. I'm picking this one. Picking an additional card for clarification. Putting it down here because I don't think I can show all the cards. Okay. So how many? I guess I got two Pentacles cards. 10 and the Six of Pentacles. So the heart of the matter is the Ten of Pentacles. And it's funny because when, you just do a general reading, you go, oh, wow, this is the inheritance card. This is the card of family money, big money. But how does that translate to a person's love life? And the Ten of Pentacles can be a good card for relationship related love matters. Sometimes people, they're happy just having a fling, or it's like it might be very intense and very short, but very short-lived, might be very romantic but not very practical. And the Ten of Pentacles is more on the practical side. If we had to narrow it down, and I don't know this to be the case, but I always connect it to Capricorn because the Pentacles is Earth. So the Earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, and Capricorn rules the 10th house in astrology. So that's how I do it. But in any case, this could be something where it lasts. It has lasting potential, where there are generations. Just like we talk about generational wealth with this card, we can talk about generations of family, of love, and all of that good stuff. The past position is the Three of Cups. You may have had a time, no, this is probably not Pisces, I'm just joking, of, kind of partying, socializing. It's almost like getting, what is the term? Getting down to, I was going to say brass tacks, but becoming more grounded in terms of your life and it translating to that. Now, another thing I was thinking about astrologically is that you have Jupiter in Cancer in your fifth house, which is the house of love, as well as some other things, but love for sure. So that can give you multiple opportunities to date, because this is more of dating. Seventh house is commitment. So that kind of thing. And maybe you were kind of being a little bit more uh, detached about your love life, and now you're feeling that sense of wanting to have something that is more permanent. The heart of the matter is the Two of Wands. Whenever you see a two in, when you see two in love situations, there might be two parties that you're choosing from. And the other thing about that Three of Cups is you may, if you are with someone and you met somebody while you were with your friends or when you were out on the town, then you may be kind of confused because maybe you hit it off with somebody, but you're already involved, and that can certainly have its own issues. But the Two of Wands can also be, if this is a foreigner and you're like, I don't know if I should just drop everything and move to this country to be with this person. So many decisions, so many possibilities, Wands is fire energy, so it could be even somebody who's a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, and you may feel pulled in two different directions. And, um, it's like with Pentacles and Wands, it's a difference between stability and passion. Sometimes the people that are the most interesting and exciting are not necessarily the most stable. And so it's really difficult because you're kind of between two worlds yourself, Pisces. You're a water sign, so that naturally makes you, part of the earth. But then you have this very poetic, imaginative side that might love that kind of energy that is very fiery. Uh, what crosses you is the Six of Pentacles. This is a card of give and take. This is something that plagues Pisces a lot of the time, of this idea of, how much do you give versus, how much is given to you in a relationship. Not necessarily tit for tat where it's that exact, but just in general, you may find that you're the one who is always giving in relationships, and it's like it's not reciprocal, and it could feel very uncomfortable as a result. You might feel like you would like to be treated the way that you treat that person. So that's always the thing that stands out with these dilemmas, is that even if you meet someone and you really hit it off, it still is a question of whether or not there is that sense of equal interest in the relationship and everything else that goes along with it. The energy coming in is the King of Cups. This can be a mature water sign. That was one of the other things I was saying here with the Three of Cups, is that, in some cases, the person that you meet may be a fellow water sign. And I actually think there's a fish jumping out of the cup that this may be connected to Pisces. So within yourself, it's about being emotionally mature. So what it means is that also, if you're meeting somebody who has a lot of money, that is not the only thing that you are going by, because maybe it's still a one-sided relationship. It doesn't feel very balanced altogether. And maybe you're willing to settle for crumbs because this person has a lot of money, but it still doesn't necessarily guarantee that you're going to be happy. So it's about emotional maturity, and part of that is what's that called? Discernment, which means that it's a form of judgment where you're not like judging somebody's worthwhileness as a human being, but whether or not it's a good fit for you, and whether or not you're going to suffer being in a relationship that is unequal, and you feel like you're doing the heavy lifting. And as a matter of fact, the outcome card is almost like a cautionary tale. This is a card like that, Ten of Wands, where it's this, in one of my books, is called The Burdens of Success. So that can mean that a person has successfully found a person to be with, but it's not necessarily living up to their what they want. It still feels like it's uphill, like they have to really carry a lot of the weight in the relationship. So I picked an additional card, the Strength card. By the way, the Strength card is connected to Leo, so that fire sign, it could be like a Leo type of person. But the Strength card is all about to me, the inner strength, which is about self-esteem, self-love, dignity for self. And that will be your ultimate gauge. So if you are, there's a good vibe here about meeting someone who has potential. Ultimately, you have to be the judge. You have to, bring your A game emotionally, Pisces, and you'll be fine. Thanks for watching. If you would like an astrological reading, a tarot reading, or both, please click on the link below for more information. Take care. Bye.